What are some Karen behaviors in mortgage loan officers?
If the buyer is a good buyer, they can be a Karen. This is your time to be a Karen. Hey, you're approved for $1 million loan. I'm here to service you.
Preach that. Say that one more time from your chest.
Let's say we got a buyer that's approved for $1 million loan. Strong buyer, strong credit, big down payment. This is your time to be a Karen. You can ask above and beyond, and I'm already gonna be deliver above and beyond service. But if you're a strong buyer, you can be a Karen. But
on the flip side, if you are a seller, now is the time not to be a Karen. Now is the time to not be super demanding of the people around you. Be demanding of your realtor, absolutely. But it's not the time to be super demanding on prospective buyers. And it's also not the time of year to be super demanding. It's the holidays.
it's a time of joy.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining us. We are back here at Aloha for Now Studios. My name is Kaleo, founder of Hawaii Institute of Real Estate and HighRealtyCourses.com. Our guest again is Matt Geverola, good friend of mine, dropped a 20-piece in our Menehune Basketball League. They took his photo, and it was epic. Your team name is what?
Our team name is currently Sake Bombers.
How'd you come up with that?
It was the uncle. It's his team. It was the uncle. It was his team originally, and we won a championship with that team name.
Nice.
So we're rolling with it. I might present the idea of bringing in my HME jerseys, Hawaii Mortgage Experts jerseys.
Okay.
We might do a switch.
A sponsorship or something like that?
Yeah.
Are you the captain of Sake Bombs?
I don't. Unspoken.
Is that an
maybe.
awkward question? It's like, who's the boss of your team, bro?
So I kind of brought this league to us joining this league. I brought that idea up front, but I wanted the uncle to be our captain.
Got it.
Yeah, but
you know who the real captain is on these league teams? It's always the dude that paid, right? Did you pay for the league team?
I'm gathering the funds from it.
So you paid up front.
No,
okay.
I like to wait until playoffs, or at least mid-season.
So how does the league get paid then? You didn't pay them yet?
We're gonna pay them mid-season.
Yo! I guess it's good to be the champs, huh?
I needed to solidify our roster. About week 3, we should know who our roster is. Finalize the roster, and then we'll start.
That's true. We had struggles. We had 11 guys sign up, and one of my guys paid for everybody. And the last 2 games, we had 6 players and 5 players, respectively. So we ain't.
Yeah. And me and Jimmy have a great relationship, so.
Okay.
Shout out Jimmy Miyasaka.
Jimmy the dentist, right?
Eye doctor.
Yeah.
Great eye doctor.
Shout out Jimmy. Just seen you in the gym a couple days ago. Good to see you. Proudly wearing his Wuko jersey.
The guy can ball too.
Yeah, you really can. So Sake Bombs and Scott's Tots will meet this Saturday.
Oh, man. Be there. Let's see.
Off camera, he goes, respectfully, gonna have to whoop that ass. So, not my words, his words. Okay, so we'll see you there, and we'll see who will prevail. Yeah, last week we had a game. We just had 5 guys, but man, it was a heartbreaker, bro. We got in there, we had the lead, 17 seconds left. All we had to do was hold the ball for 17 seconds. I'm not gonna say who passed the ball and who dropped what.
No.
But, they got a foul, and without going into too great detail, we ended up losing by 2. But way big improvement over last week. So
turnovers, time management, time and score. It's huge.
Yeah.
It wins games.
So how did you drop a 20-piece? Like, what is your strategy? What are you doing? You're moving around like Steph Curry, right? Off-ball movement? Is that your...
So, the guys that I play with, I would say we play high IQ basketball.
Okay.
We got some guys that played at HPU.
Nice.
We have a guy that played at UW back in the day.
Well, great. It's going to be a great game on Saturday.
He played back with Richard Hamilton, against Richard Hamilton, like that. Those times, like Richard Hamilton, UConn knocked him out in the Sweet 16.
You're not talking about Rip Hamilton, Detroit Pistons.
I'm talking about Richard Hamilton knocked him out in the Sweet 16. That's how he played with Todd McCullough. Yeah, so he's a triple OG. He's an older guy.
Yeah.
But we play high IQ basketball. I like to find my spots. They look to me for shooting and scoring. But I play both sides, both ends. I really lock in on defense. I'm talking on defense the whole time.
Nice.
And then in offense, things just open up. We move the ball around, and it opens it up because we have multiple scorers.
Are you running man on defense, or you guys got zone?
We switch it up, but we like to man up.
Cool.
When it's go time, when it's winning time, I think you have to have a strong man-to-man defense.
So how'd you drop 20? Was it mostly middies or was it behind the arc?
I think my first 5 shots went in, and there was like 2 mids and a couple threes. I had a lot of fun.
Nice.
And it was just going, and I found out through week 2 that right now I'm not conditioned properly. I'm a first half guy. First half guy, I'm going off. Second half rolls around, I can barely move. A gorilla jumps on my back, and I can barely move around. So I'm gonna try
duly
to
noted
this week.
for this week's game.
I was at 24 last night till 8:30 doing cardio. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting my legs ready.
Did you hoop last night?
I did not.
Mondays are the worst at 24.
Yeah, but yeah, basketball's so fun, man. It's so fun.
Yeah,
we won by 2 last week. Won by 2 points. It was a good game. I think I don't want to say how much I scored, but I played well. I played all right.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, respect. My fitness trainer is actually going to join the team.
No way.
Yeah, big dude, and bringing in his cousin too. But what we were talking about with performance mindset and bringing that into business, because he's very entrepreneurial himself, and he does a lot of reading. And I was just kind of noting, because I think he played in college baseball. He played college baseball. And I asked him, how impactful was your academic career to the business mindset? He's like, bro, it's everything, man. Just the attitude, you got to bring that correct mindset to the game every day. And it's something that I kind of take for granted, that type of performance mindset into the business realm. But are there any daily habits, or are there any things that you have in your practice that help you in the business world that maybe you pull from your athletic practice?
One thing right off the top is being present.
Okay.
Be present. When in a basketball game, there's a lot going on, right? You have to be present. Your thoughts can't be thinking about your date after the game. Your thoughts can't go to, what am I doing after this game? Oh, who's in the stands? You can't think about that. You got to think about, right now, how much time do we have on the clock? What's the score? What do we need to get done? Who's hot? Who's making shots? Where's the hole in the defense? You got to be present. And in business, there's a lot of moving parts. Everyone, you get a purchase contract. You have to close in 30 days. You want to close it fast to impress the realtors, impress your buyers, so you can get more business. And you have to be present and make sure that you take care of those tasks daily. Get it out the way. Get it done. So being present.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. So we got a few headlines that I wanted to discuss and get your opinion on. These headlines are courtesy of Hawaii Business Magazine. If you're not a subscriber, shout out to Hawaii Business Magazine, Real Estate News. The first one that I wanted to get your opinion on, Matt, is this article from the National Mortgage Professional. And the headline is, Fed Survey says mortgage application rejection rates decline in 2023. Now, if you're not used to real estate jargon, you're going to hear a lot of negative words in that headline, but all those negatives, at least the 2 of the negatives, equal a positive. So mortgage application rejection, bad.
Double negative.
Yeah. These rates decline. Rejection rates decline. Good thing in 2023. So, Matt, why would mortgage applications get rejected as a mortgage broker?
Well, with rates going up, we actually had 2 days of improvement, but over the quarter, rates have been growing up. It gets harder to afford a home.
Okay.
Home prices go up. It gets harder to afford a home. And there's a lot of interest in the market, but not everyone is a strong buyer. Everyone can be a strong buyer, and we can give them the plan to become a strong buyer, but not everyone's ready, especially in this tough market, and especially in the Hawaii market, high price market.
So this is good news. It's good news that application rejection rates are declining. So what we have to pay attention to first is prior to 2023, apparently mortgage application rejection rates were up, right? Which means, what was it? Just people don't make enough money, or the credit's bad? What is it?
It's a mix of both. You'll see everything. Oftentimes it's, or sometimes the income is there.
Okay,
But
income's there.
The debt sheet is too high. You know, they might have a 700 payment on a Tacoma, a 600 payment on a 4Runner.
Okay,
You know, that's 1,300 of mortgage.
you got something
gone.
against Toyota? Or
I love Toyotas. All right, I got a Tacoma, and I think it's a good investment for a vehicle.
Yeah,
you
so
have a
do I.
Tacoma.
I have a Tacoma as well.
It's a great investment. Great mid-size picked up. Probably the best in the market.
There you go.
But-
there you go.
But people can get overzealous and get two of them,
Yeah.
and then try to buy a house. I think they're probably going to be close to over leveraged, or probably over leveraged.
Okay.
And so yeah, you really, when you want to buy a home, you got to put your best foot forward, and you got to turn yourself into a strong buyer. And we can go over that at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just read a paragraph here. Okay. A survey of consumer expectations found that there was a higher credit worthiness among consumers who applied for new mortgages in 2023. However, it also found that looking ahead over the next 12 months, households may be less likely to apply for a new credit card. Okay. Maybe less likely to apply or for a refinance or mortgage loan or auto loan. Okay. Despite the uptick in credit availability recently, we are still close to the lowest levels since 2013. Lowest levels of what? Of credit availability. Okay, loan offerings remain narrower, but overall mortgage applications have dipped since last year. Okay, let's talk about rates of decline. New York Fed said mortgage loan application rates declined to 4.3%. Just a lot of numbers. I'm trying to blaze through it.
Yeah, I mean, the decline, there's a decline in rejections.
Okay, decline in rejections.
More people are getting approved. I think it's slightly because there's room for negotiation in the purchase of the home. There's seller credit. There is, there's not a lot of bidding wars anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, and so rates are starting to give a little bit. We had an improvement in the market last week. We had 2 days of improvement this week. That's just a pulse on how the market is doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's say concisely, what makes a weak buyer? And let me just kind of reiterate what I heard.
Okay.
Let's say there's no income, okay, or not enough income. B, or two, too much debt. And 3, income, debt, credit score. Credit score is low. Okay. So
Those are the top 3.
how do you become a strong buyer? What is a strong buyer, aka strong borrower, with regards to applying for a mortgage loan?
So a strong buyer is one going to have strong income,
Okay.
right? And oftentimes it's two buyers
Okay.
buying together, but you can get away with one buyer and strong income. Number 2 is carry little to no debt. When a client tells me that they don't have their car is paid off, their school loans are paid off, and they carry maybe 3 credit cards, but they pay it in full monthly, I'm saying amen. Thank you for being responsible. You know, I'm happy. And then
enter into the joy of your mortgage loan officer. Yeah.
Now we're in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's tough to do. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And you have to be responsible and disciplined.
Okay.
And then we talk about savings and investments.
Savings.
Right? Okay. You know, so oftentimes it's hard to save. Right. So they might not have savings, but oftentimes they'll have a retirement account, a 401k, a TSP. And I always tell them now is a great time to have a conversation with the servicer for your retirement or TSP and just ask them, can I use these funds to buy a home?
What's TSP?
That is the government, like military.
Yeah, service
retirement
members.
account. Yeah. So there's that. Have some type of retirement or savings, and good credit. And good credit, I would say.
Yeah, what is good credit?
Try to be 720 and up.
Okay, 720 and up.
If I see 780 and up, you just moved up to the front of the line.
I see a bunch of advertisements for, hey, increase your credit score, hire so and so. How does that even work? Does that work?
It does work. So I did it myself with Experian.com.
Nice.
I always recommend my clients to at least just have a free account on Experian.com.
Okay.
You know, the Credit Karma is cool, but Experian, it seems more up to date and user friendly.
Okay.
And you get one free pool, and you get to see your 3 scores. And one thing that Experian is doing, they'll have you connect your checking account to Experian.
Okay.
And you'll log in, and then they'll identify regular bills that you're paying.
Got it.
And they'll use that to increase your credit score. I believe that's what the credit boost is.
How much did you? I tried it, didn't work.
No?
Yeah, it didn't decrease, but it didn't increase either. They said, hey, sorry. So how much did you increase yours by? You don't have to tell us your score, but how much did it increase by?
It was like 40 points
That's a lot.
over like a 2-3 month span, because I was really focused on buying my truck, my Toyota.
So did it take time for your credit score to increase, or did it just go, okay?
It took, I would say, about 2 months. Yeah, about 30, 45 days.
So maybe it did then,
Yeah.
because my credit score has gone up since, but it just didn't work yet. Okay, yeah. And in that case, it went up 15 points.
Yeah. And especially when there's a buyer in the market, I would recommend that they check weekly, log in weekly to Experian, see how your score is doing.
Nice.
Yeah, so strong buyer, strong income, carry little to no debts, have some savings, and check in on your credit score regularly.
Nice. All right, let's take a look at a few more headlines. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Next one. U.S. existing home sales fall to lowest level in more than 13 years. Wow. Just a lot of bummer headlines.
That's the market.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? If it bleeds, it leads. Okay. Sales slumped 4.1% in October amid highest mortgage rates in 2 decades and dearth of houses. Well, in contrast to this headline, you did mention, actually, this is from a few days ago, you mentioned 2 days of decline, right?
Yeah, 2 days of market improvement, which is great.
Yeah, market improvement.
Good sign.
Let's see. Economists, sales fell in the Northeast. Okay, that's not really relevant. But last I checked, when there was really like blood in the streets with regards to mortgage interest rates, we were looking at high 7s, low 8s, right?
7s and 8s, yes.
7 and 8s, man.
I closed a loan with an 8% rate.
Mm-hmm. And did they take credits? Point credits? Did they take a higher rate in order to save some money?
No, they paid a couple points. This was
They paid it down to 8. Wow.
Yeah, but this was a portfolio loan in Waikiki. There's STRs in the building. They have a front desk.
Okay.
You couldn't go conventional.
STR stands for short-term rental.
Yeah.
And so it was a portfolio loan. Was it like a jumbo?
No.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they just,
Yeah.
Why might somebody opt for a portfolio loan against a conventional loan?
Oftentimes, portfolio is sometimes it's your only option, and because the banks in underwriting, they're following guidelines, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines, and the building doesn't follow guidelines. So then they have to go portfolio. It's usually with a local bank. I have portfolio lines with, or a portfolio account with Banco and FHB.
Oh, okay.
Territorial.
Finance factors?
Finance factors.
Yeah. Okay.
No disrespect to finance factors, but that's usually option C or D. But
Understandable.
I start with Banco and FHB. That's where I start. And
sure.
TSB is actually pretty competitive.
Okay. Cool.
Some mortgage broker insight.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So we were talking about rates a little earlier, and I know that you cannot mention like specific numbers, but what are we looking at today? We were looking at 7 and 8s, right? But those days, at least for now, have passed.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's some healthy improvement.
Mm-hmm. What are we looking at now?
I priced some scenarios this morning, VA and conventional. VA, I saw rates in the high 5s, low 6s.
Wow.
I can't be too specific, or I have to disclose APR. So I'm just going to say high 5s, low 6s.
And then conventional?
Conventional, I saw mid 6s,
That
low 6s.
Yeah.
On some scenarios.
That's way better than the 7s and 8s that we were looking at.
Yeah, it's a good sign, and it could stir the market a little bit. It'll bring in more interest in the market, and the buyers that step up and put their best foot forward, they're going to be at the front of the line at getting the next home on the market.
Yeah. Cool. We're going to take a little break. Today's episode is brought to you by Hawaii Institute of Real Estate. We offer pre-licensed education, and our mission is real estate literacy for all. So whether you're looking to get your real estate license, your broker's license, continuing education credits, or even you just want to learn about the industry, you want to know what these terms that we're talking about are, TSP, STR, FICO, give us a call, or you can go to highrealtycourses.com. We'll be right back after this short break. All right, this part of the show, we're going to take a look at a few trending topics. First thing, what do you need to know before getting a HELOC? First off, Matt G, what is a HELOC?
A HELOC is a home equity line of credit, and it's basically a line of credit on your home, and you can use it to leverage. You can use it to pay off debts. It's basically like a big credit card on your house.
Nice. So there are two positions that a HELOC can be in, typically. Most people get what's called a second position HELOC. And what this is a second mortgage loan on the equity of your home. The less common version is what we call a first position HELOC. And that's when the home equity line of credit buys out your original mortgage loan. So let's say, for example, you got an original mortgage loan with Bank of Hawaii with 80% loan to value. With today's median home price, let's just call it $1 million house, 80% loan to value means your loan is 80% of the value of the home, $800,000, and then your amount of down payment is $200,000. And so a second position HELOC would take that equity of $200,000 and let's say they offer an 80% loan to value on the equity. So then you might be able to get a line of credit for 80% of the $200,000 worth of equity that you have in your home, which, if we do the math really quickly, should be about $160,000 that you can use, kind of like Matt G said, as a credit card.
Yep.
In contrast, a first position home equity line of credit would be is if you go to a credit union, let's say Hawaii State Federal Credit Union is one that we like, or if
Popular.
you just go to another bank, like let's say American Savings, and you go to American Savings and say, I would like a first position home equity line of credit on my primary residence. So then they would say, okay, so we're going to buy out Bank of Hawaii. Bank of Hawaii will no longer have a lien on your property, and ASB will have the first position lien on your property. So again, two positions that a HELOC can have. You can be in second position, which is a second mortgage loan, or you can have somebody buy out the first position lien, and so there would be only one lien on your property. Matt, what do people need to know if they're going to try to get a home equity line of credit?
When you get a home equity line of credit, you want to check with the bank or credit union the loan terms. You know, what's your draw period? How long can you use the line of credit? Usually it's 10 years. I've seen 15 years. And another thing you need to ask, what is the intro rate and how long is that intro rate for?
That's good.
Okay, and you want to try to get a favorable rate. Another thing that you want to ask, and this is crucial, can I fix my payment over a term? Some banks will let you do a 30-year amortization on the line of credit. That way it spreads out the payment, brings down the monthly. Anything you pay over that monthly directly reduces principal.
Another thing people need to, thank you. Another thing that people need to understand about home equity lines of credit is the interest is accrued in a different way from an amortized 30-year mortgage loan. So let's say you have a 30-year mortgage loan in which a portion of your payment goes toward principal, which is to pay down the loan, and a portion of your payment goes down is just interest. Interest is another way of saying the cost of the money. So whereas 30-year amortized loans have both a principal and an interest payment and probably include taxes and insurance, most home equity lines of credit are accruing interest, are accruing simple interest. And it's usually does not have a principal and an interest payment. It might just be the interest payment, and it will almost always not include the taxes and insurance. So I guess two things that I would want to know before getting a home equity line of credit is, one, is this going to be a first or second position home equity line of credit? Two, what is the intro rate or teaser rate? How long is it? And will I be able to fix my payment amount after a certain amount of time? And three, how is the interest being accrued? And is tax and insurance included in my monthly payment? Anything else to add on that?
I would like to add something. So one way to avoid mortgage insurance, right? Let's say you're looking at a loan amount, a jumbo loan amount, something over 1.1, right? It's called a 80-10-10. So for the first loan, you go up to 80 LTV, and hopefully that should be under conforming.
Okay.
And then the second mortgage is 10%.
Okay.
So that's the HELOC, and hopefully you can get a lower rate and perhaps amortize it over 30 years, bring down the payment, and then you come in with 10% down. So now you only put down 10%, and you do not have mortgage insurance.
Am I hearing you correctly when you say when you are purchasing a home, you can have both a conventional 30-year fixed mortgage loan and a home equity line of credit?
Yes.
That is something that most home buyers do not know, is when you need a purchase money mortgage, when you need a mortgage that is going to help you purchase a property, a lot of people think they need to have 20% down. You are saying that is not necessarily the case.
It's not necessarily the case. And oftentimes when you come in under 20%, you're subject to mortgage insurance, but there's ways around that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very helpful information. So there are a few things that you need to know with regards to home equity lines of credit and home purchases. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Cleo.
Okay, so that's a nice little clip that we can chop up and use.
There you go.
But what else? What else we got? How do you spot a Karen in the real estate industry? There are all kinds of ways that we can go with this. Matt G originally did not want to touch this topic with a 10-foot pole. What do they say in the Grinch song? With a 39.5 foot full.
I just try to avoid drama and toxicity.
Right, right.
Hey,
but sometimes the Karens come to you. And how do you handle that? Well, first off, so I asked ChatGPT, you know what? Let's avoid some liability. I asked ChatGPT, dear ChatGPT, what are the signs of a Karen realtor? Well, here they are. Number one, demanding behavior. They might insist on particular demands without considering others' perspectives or the feasibility of certain requests. The way that this might manifest is, let's say you have a realtor that is not privy to the preferences of the other side. What we try to do within the real estate industry, what I believe the best realtors try to do, is stand shoulder to shoulder with whatever party that they may be opposite from. So let's say you have a realtor and a client, be it a buyer or a seller. Sometimes if you're coming from an adversarial mindset or an adversarial model, you might see you and your realtor or you and your client as being enemies. Like, I think it should be this way. I think it should be that way. And you come across a lot of adversity that way. What you as the agent need to do is you need to be able to come along your client. It's not your client's job to come alongside you. You need to be able to come alongside your client and see the perspective that they're offering. Similarly, you might see agent-to-agent interactions be adversarial, where the buyer's agent says, it needs to be this way, and the seller's agent says, it needs to be this way. A skilled agent would come alongside the other one and try to look at things from their perspective and advance the transaction in a way where all sides are being served and everybody can win as much as possible. And this is why experience in the real estate industry matters, is because conflict is going to come. Conflict is going to arise, and we don't want to be the Karen in the conflict. We want to be, what's the male counterpart of Karen? It's like a Chad or something like that. We don't want to be a Chad.
A Philip? I don't know.
Is that?
A Peter.
Well, unwillingness to listen. Let's look at a few more. Entitlement. A Karen realtor, thanks ChatGPT, a Karen realtor might exhibit an attitude of entitlement, expecting special treatment or demonstrating a lack of respect for others' time and efforts. Okay, what else? Difficulty in negotiations, lack of professionalism, and resistance to feedback. Okay, so ChatGPT broke the ice for us. What are some Karen behaviors in mortgage loan officers?
From a realtor or from a buyer?
Buyer.
Buyer. So honestly, we're service industry,
Sure.
right? So if the buyer is a good buyer, they can be a Karen. This is your time to be a Karen. Hey, you're approved for $1 million loan. I'm here to service you.
Preach that. Say that one more time from your chest.
Let's say we got a buyer that's approved for $1 million loan. Strong buyer, strong credit, big down payment. This is your time to be a Karen. You can ask above and beyond, and I'm already going to be deliver above and beyond service. But if you're a strong buyer, you can be a Karen. But I would say just don't have disregard for any human life. Like, just care for others, care for all parties involved. Do good business.
On the flip side, if you are a seller, now is the time not to be a Karen. Now is the time to not be super demanding of the people around you. Be demanding of your realtor, absolutely. But it's not the time to be super demanding on prospective buyers. And it's also not the time of year to be super demanding. It's the holidays.
It's a time of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because it's a buyer's market, right?
In some markets, yeah.
What about Hawaii's market?
Hawaii's market. So Hawaii is constituted of multiple micro markets, right? So Maili, Waianae is a different micro market from Wailua, North Shore is a different micro market from Hilo, right? From Pahoa. And so it depends where we are. And
let's talk about town.
Okay.
Honolulu. You want to buy in.
Pause. What is town? Because technically Kalihi is town, right?
I'm going to say between downtown to Kahala.
Downtown, talking about like financial district, because there's
Yep.
one condo.
Oh,
There's Pinnacle on Bishop Street, so that's town.
yep.
Maybe let's stretch it a little. Kaka'ako, maybe.
Yep.
We'll start Kaka'ako to where?
To Kahala. And that includes Manoa.
So each condo, weirdly enough, is its own little micro market. So you might have one condo with a maintenance fee of $450 and it includes all the utilities. And then you got a condo maybe 3 addresses down that the maintenance fee is $1,200 and there's no amenities, right? So
HOAs are huge then.
yeah. So in a condo where it's low maintenance fees and lots of amenities, the price point, you might have a lot of people vying for a unit in that building, whereas you might not have almost anybody vying for a unit with a $1,200 maintenance fee and no amenities and possible assessments coming up in the future.
Okay.
But single family homes in turnkey condition can still be a seller's market in some areas. Kahala, Hawaii, Kai'aina.
High desirability.
Yeah, yeah. And even like Mililani too, where you have neighborhoods with good school districts, turnkey, big house, big lot. So size is at a premium, I guess I would say. Size and quality is at a premium. You might get a big house, but it's a junk house. Or you might get a nice house, but it's a small house, right? But if you got a big, fully renovated house or brand new house,
Oh
like
man,
that's
1.5 at least,
yeah,
right?
everybody's dropping. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Some good insights on the market.
Thanks, man. It's my job. My brother, if people are trying to find you, they say, I need a mortgage loan or I need a 20-piece at my basketball game. How are they going to get at you?
If you got Instagram, Geverola.rates.
Yeah, that's Geverola with a G.
Geverola with a G, Geverola.rates. You can call or text me. You can spam me, 808-383-4706. And I'm on Facebook, Matthew Geverola.
Yep.
Those are probably the top 3 ways to
Hardest
find me.
profile photo of any MLO.
Yeah.
How's the family, man? Everybody good?
The family's good, man.
Yeah.
Family's good. It's the holidays. My dad's in Qatar. Mother's going to go visit him.
That's epic.
in
Qatar.
January.
So is he like a contractor? Government
Yeah,
contractor?
He does contract work for the military.
That's tight.
Yeah. I maybe in 2024 I might pull up on him. Have a good time.
I saw he was a vet. You posted something about for Veterans Day, right? Service
Yeah.
member.
That was huge, man. My dad really showed me how to be a man. You know, he was in the military. I think he did his 20 years.
Wow.
Wore his BDUs every day. Went to work every day. He was very strict with me, and yeah, he's a good man.
That's tight. Any traditions, holiday traditions you looking forward to?
Oh man, I usually go to the mainland and go to Washington, and I probably will. I'll probably go to Tacoma, see old friends,
Nice.
spend time with my mother, my aunties, cousins. Just during the holidays, I want to be around family.
That's tight.
Yeah, so that's really the main thing. Last year, I was in the Philippines for the holidays. That was a lot of fun seeing that family, and yeah, holidays just want to be around family.
Yeah. Well, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, you and your family. Thanks for appearing on the show, and I will see you Saturday. Scott's Tots
Let's get after it.
versus Sake Bombs.
Let's get after it.
All right. Thanks, brother.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. There we go.
Sounds good.
That was good. How much? Yeah.